Make sure you stick around until the end to see how you can win free gear and products. Hey, this is PJ with CLKsupplies, and if you work with small format interchangeable core locks, also known as SFIC, you're gonna find yourself in a position, guaranteed, where you have the cores, you have the locks, but you're missing the tailpiece that connects the two of them. The good news is I'm gonna show you the 3 most common SFIC tailpieces on the market today. Now, I'm gonna be using the 80-20 principle once again on this, where I'm gonna show you the 3 most common that are gonna make up 80% of the market, okay? So there's always gonna be a few oddballs out there, but hopefully you'll be able to modify these tailpieces to fit, because I'm also going to include an extra little trick to help you get out of a pinch. So let me go ahead and zoom in the camera and let's get started. All right, now before we get going, let's just do a quick review on the 6 and 7 pin cores. So this one right here, this is gonna be the 6 pin and this is the 7 pin. And this is somewhat important when it comes to actually finding the right tailpiece, all right? Now, if I hold them up face to face here, you can see the difference in length between the two. Now that's going to matter because if the tailpiece is either too long or not long enough, well, it's not gonna go in the lock and work properly. Now that we kind of have that out of the way here, let's talk about the 3 tailpieces I want to go over today. And the first are just going to be these standard flat tailpieces. Now there's one for 6 pin and there's one for 7 pin. If I line them up right next to each other, you're going to see that the 7 pin is shorter than the 6 pin because the 7 pin, let me move them on the proper sides here. As you can see, the 7 pin core is longer, and so the 7 pin tailpiece is shorter than the 6 because it doesn't need to go as far to get into the lock. All right, so these are going to be by far the most popular tailpieces, all right, just these standard sizes here. Now, you may have to, depending on the lock you're working on, you could have to modify these a little bit to work, but in my experience, these 2 right here are going to cover just about everything you need as far as flat tailpieces. So essentially you take the 7 pin, take the 7 pin core, and you just stick it in the back just like that. So it just kind of goes loose in there. It just sits in just like that. And then same with the 6 pin. It's gonna go in just like that, and then you're gonna be done. So that's really simple. That's really how these 2 work. Like I said, I'll have links in the notes below to each one of these so you can stock up. Now, the other one I wanna talk about is what is referred to a lot as the twist tailpiece, all right? So what I mean by that is if I were to take this core here and put this in, okay, so the prongs here going into the lock are horizontal, and then the tailpiece here is actually vertical. So you will find yourself in situations where you need these. Now, this is a reinforced one. Now, you'll see a lot of them that are just kind of like this, and they just have like a twist in them. They were put in a machine and they were twist. Those, from everything I've ever seen or dealt with, they don't last. This reinforced one here, which I would actually love to see how it was made because it's very fascinating what they did here. But this is like a more reinforced one that's going to last much longer when you need that. Now, the question is though, is what happens if you don't have the right length tailpiece? And this is where the tip comes in. And if you look here, okay, is let's say you have a 6 pin core and all you have is like a 7 pin tailpiece, or a tailpiece that just when you put it in like this and you put it in the door and it just turns and it's not operating the lock, that tells you it's not going to be long enough. Now, an easy, simple fix if you don't have any other sizes of tailpieces is to literally just take your standard universal top pins, okay, this is like a 0.150. You can even use a Quickset or a Schlage top pin, anything with a 0.115 diameter. And all you have to do is just stick it right in the back here of these. Look, they fit perfect. And by doing that, you can take a 7 pin tailpiece or a shorter tailpiece and you can stack it out as high as you need to make it to go into the lock and operate it. So that's a nice little tip for you. You always want to keep that in your back pocket, all right? And they just come out just like that, nice and simple. So these are the 3 tailpieces that you're gonna find out there that you're gonna wanna make sure you have available. All right, and there you have it, the 3 most common SFIC tailpieces on the market today. And then also keep in mind, if you ever need to extend those tailpieces, using the universal top pins are a great way to get that extra length when you need it. I'd love to know your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time. I'm guessing if you just watched this video that you work with locks and keys. And to us here at CLKsupplies, that makes you a lock boss. And we want to hook you up. Here's how it works. Throughout the week, we post videos on YouTube, like the one you just watched. And all you need to do is comment on the videos and include the hashtag lockboss. When you do this, you're automatically entered in to win one of 5 free prizes that we give out each and every week. No purchase necessary. So if you're a lock boss, join us each week to learn, grow, and win.